I've always felt that as a Rwandan, and perhaps as a spirit that we all have, we have to be the best. My name's Bonita Mutoni. I am the Director of Sales and Marketing at One and Only Rwanda. I'm also chairperson of the Rwanda Tours and Travel Association, which is part of the Tourism Chamber, and I'm an entrepreneur in Rwanda. My background is communications and public relations, so that's what I studied. And then when I came to Rwanda, and I must say, more than ever, it's really the vision that Rwanda has as a destination and where Rwanda wants to go. I think Rwanda has had this incredible vision. We have positioned ourselves as a leading eco-luxury destination, which means that we are looking at, getting international travelers that are accustomed to a very luxury or high-end lifestyle. They expect seamless service. They expect to get the best of the best when they come to the destination. But of course, the key thing is, how they're helping the environment, how they are helping sustainability or contributing towards it. And it has been incredible to see these ultra luxury brands coming into the destination. The key thing to understand is the industry is always evolving. There's so many changes that are happening. There are travel trends that are happening. People that used to go to, destinations or seek ostentatious experiences are now looking for your sustainable destination where it's more philanthropic, they can actually give back, which is why Rwanda as a destination kind of fits into the category of a destination that travelers want to visit. I think one of the things that also keeps me going is, I'm able to, and I'm very lucky to travel to different parts of the world to talk about this incredible destination. As the chairperson of the Rwanda Tours and Travels Association, one thing that we do for our members is advocate to the government. We're very lucky that we work with a government that works and a government that listens. We have about over 100 members, which is great. We have members that are joining up to today, so younger. So it's incredible to see the youth that are, empowered to be entrepreneurs and start their own companies, which is absolutely fantastic. One of the things that we have noticed is people perhaps not having the skill or understanding what they've got to do to actually, get their business to grow. What we do as the association is make sure that we're training people to get the skills. We have annual general meeting where we sort of sit and listen to all of our members, understand what their sort of issues are. We certainly advocate for them, especially, post-COVID. I think it has been quite tough because, your clients are actually holding back on booking. I do love my job, but I must say my job does come with challenges. One of the key things that we have wanted as a brand is to hire locally, to make sure that we are building on the pool of, people that are in the hospitality industry in Rwanda. And I must say the challenge has been getting these people on board. As a brand, they expect for us to be able to provide the best of the best. But because, as I said earlier, our hospitality industry is quite young, you have to nurture and train these people, and yet I'm sort of expected to deliver on, my sales figures, on the budgets for my owners, but without having staff around me that actually are skilled enough. But the beautiful thing about One and Only is because it's an international brand, which means, you have hotels in Dubai, in Mexico, in the Maldives. The level of skill that they expect is, right up there. So if a guest is going to the Maldives or is going to Dubai, they would expect, because they're one and only guests, they would expect to get the same service when they come to Rwanda. So one of the things that we found, especially when we were recruiting, we found that Rwandans are incredibly passionate. They want to learn. But the thing is, we needed, especially when we opened the properties, to have people that can deliver on the seamless service that our guests expect. So luckily for us, Cornell came in at the right time. Cornell has been, and we have some of the students that have graduated from this hospitality management course at the One and Only, and I believe at the other luxury hotels as well. And This has actually helped them elevate the skills. As I said, you can be passionate, which is important. You have to be passionate, you have to have the drive, but then you also have to have the skill and actually understand that, from the way you're giving a cup of coffee to, making sure that when you have a guest with you on property, you're delivering the experience that they expect. So that's the beauty of having a university like Cornell that has been able and is still training us to get to the level that we should get, so that we're able to deliver to a client that has been sold on a destination that is an eco-luxury destination, and on a brand like One and Only that's an ultra-luxury brand. So they expect the best. So having students that are going to Cornell, of course, you would expect the best from them. So I think it has been a fantastic collaboration to have Cornell coming in at the right time for Rwanda. One of the beautiful things about this Cornell course, the hospitality management course that I'm actually currently taking, was that I got to actually go back to the basics. Got to learn who a travel agent is and how they work. Got to learn about third-party websites, which is booking.com, and how it works. I got to learn about revenue management and, let's say in your low season, what offers you can give to your clients. So it's just your practical skills that I would have never been able to learn elsewhere. Of course, we learn on the job, but I think to actually understand what you're doing better. So that's really what has been incredible about doing the hospitality management course at Cornell. So for me, it was a privilege for me to learn these skills that are transferable immediately to what I'm doing. Has been great. Every day in my job or in my role as Director of Sales, I am able to apply what I'm learning to the job. So that has been incredibly helpful. And I honestly encourage anyone that is young, that wants to build a career in hospitality to take this course, because I think it has been incredible for me. One of the things that I have learned, especially from with the course that I'm doing at Cornell University, is that as a director, I have a team. So I actually manage the reservations department. I actually manage the sales department and the marketing and communications department. One of the things that we've found is with the pool of people that we're employing from Rwanda, most of them will not actually have a hospitality background, especially as hospitality is a young industry in Rwanda. So one of the things that we've had to do, and especially with the skills that I'm gaining from this course, is I am able to then tell someone who's sitting in reservations, who perhaps would usually think that, as a reservationist, all I'm doing is responding to an email from a client. It's really understanding that you are contributing to the sales, you're contributing to a budget, you're contributing to a focus and the income that's coming into the destination. So these skills I have certainly been able to impart to the rest of the team and the rest of the departments that I work with, for them to actually understand better how their role fits into the bigger picture for the hotel. So one of the things that I always tell youth and students is, fine, you could certainly go to school, you could certainly, study about hospitality, but one thing that you really need to look at is your work experience. Knocking at the hotel's doors, knocking at your tour operators' doors, and just really getting that work experience, because that is one of the challenges that you'll find is when you want to work for an international brand, it's really more about your experience. So I think you should start that quite early. So start that quite early, go out there, you could start as an intern, and then just develop those skills that you can certainly combine with your school skills. But as I said, Cornell is one of the universities that I feel that if you can do the course, please certainly do that. But one thing as a woman is, I've always felt to myself that I could do whatever I put my mind to, and I certainly feel that every Rwandan woman can do that. And this is one of the countries where you'll see we have incredible people, like you have Claire, who's the CRRDB, someone I look up to. And one thing that I must say is I've had such great mentors as well when I was sort of coming up, and just really pushing myself. It's been an incredible journey for me over the last 10 years in Rwanda, especially being in the hospitality industry, and to see how, our vision that we had a few years ago is actually things are actually happening. I mean, one of the things that you see is, first of all, we have all these ultra luxury brands that are in the destination that are certainly setting the destination apart in comparison to the region. I think one of the things that we have seen is, although we are much younger in the industry, you'll see that with our vision and with our growth, Rwanda is actually going to be a market leader in the industry, which is incredible.